Good morning, I'm Diane Macedo. Thanks for streaming with us. In today's update, 13 suspects have been charged in a plot to kidnap the governor of Michigan, storm the state house, and start a civil war ahead of the election. 6 of the men are facing federal charges. The others are being charged by the state. Here's Governor Whitmer on GMA this morning.
These are the types of things you hear from groups like ISIS. This is not a militia. It is a domestic terror organization. We need to call it out, and people of goodwill on both sides of the aisle need to stand up and do the right thing here, because this should not stand in the United States of America in 2020.
The FBI says the suspects also plan to target police officers. Agents say they were able to foil the plot with the help from undercover agents and an inside informant. More than 50 body camera videos have now been made public in the Breonna Taylor case. The videos show a SWAT team moving through Taylor's apartment after she was shot as she lies motionless on the floor. 4 minutes in, someone checks her pulse. A judge says she will soon decide whether to allow a grand juror to speak publicly about the case. The Kentucky Attorney General is arguing the proceedings must remain confidential, citing the safety and anonymity of all involved. Dr. Anthony Fauci now says that even if we get a vaccine soon, things may not feel normal for another year. This is the Broadway League announces this morning that theaters will remain closed until at least 2021, June of 2021, that is. President Trump also says that he is well enough to get back on the campaign trail, but the president says he could hold a rally as soon as tomorrow. This morning, the White House press secretary Kayleigh McEnany said that would be, quote, logistically tough to pull off, but that it's a decision for the campaign and the president's doctors to make. In a letter released last night, Dr. Conley said the president is doing well, but the White House is still not saying whether the president has tested negative for COVID-19 since his diagnosis. And within the past hour, House Democrats have proposed new legislation that would create a commission to determine if the president is capable of doing his job. The bill would allow Congress to intervene under the 25th Amendment and remove the president if deemed unfit to serve. But House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says the proposal isn't just about President Trump. ABC News senior Washington reporter Devin Dwyer joins me now with more on this. Devin, there are a lot of hurdles to get through with this bill. Break it down for us.
Yeah, there sure are, Diane. It's an interesting proposal in light of President Trump's health issues of late. The 25th Amendment, as you said, does lay out the plan of succession if a president were to die, resign, or become incapacitated. And one of the things it also provides is a way for the vice president, the cabinet, and some other body that Congress could create to make a determination that the president is unfit to serve. Congress has never created that body since it passed the amendment in 1967. So this is a proposal to do that. But as you said, this has a lot of hurdles. This is an idea that's been out there in the ether since really 2017. Democrats would need to vote on it in the House. It would need to go to the Senate. Of course, Republicans are not likely to leap at this opportunity right now. And this legislation would need the signature of a president as well. There's a good reason to have this discussion. Obviously, we want to make sure that the executive, the office of the presidency, is well handled. But, Diane, there's really no indication that this is going to happen anytime soon.
Well, and even Pelosi herself said that this isn't really something for the current Congress to decide, more for the next one. So why do this now when they still have other things that they could get accomplished right now, like a stimulus package?
Well, this is a good bit of politics in the timing here, Diane. This is, as one person put it today, high-octane trolling at its best. Nancy Pelosi there kind of doing a wink and a nod that this had anything to do about Donald Trump. They leaned heavily into the history from 1967, saying this was an open question. But there is no doubt that the reason these Democrats are bringing this issue to the fore right now is because of President Trump's health. He's spending 4 days in the hospital at Walter Reed obviously has rattled a lot of people, a lot of voters. What would happen if he were to have fallen seriously ill? So this is just one more lever that Democrats are pulling to keep the spotlight on President Trump. And as you alluded to there, it's hard to see how this doesn't make those negotiations over a stimulus package any more difficult because, of course, President Trump is likely not to take this very well, Diane.
All right. Devin Dwyer in Washington for us. Thanks, Devin.
Thanks, Dan.
And Hurricane Delta is closing in on the Gulf Coast right now, on track to become the 10th named storm to make landfall in the U.S. this hurricane season. Chief Meteorologist Ginger Z is in Lafayette, Louisiana, where people are bracing for landfall. Ginger, how are things there now, and what will the next few hours be like?
Well, thankfully, Diane, nothing happening quite yet, and I mean nothing. This is truly like a ghost town here, downtown Lafayette. Hadn't been here before. It's very cute, but nothing is open. Just a few cars going by, and most people have gotten out and gotten to safety already. We are going to be on the right side of the storm, and we'll see lesser impacts than where the core is going to pass. I want to bring you straight to the satellite, though, just to give you an update on what Hurricane Delta is doing. So it's moving north at 13, and what you can see on the satellite here, see how the circle becomes more of kind of an elongated oval? Well, that means that there is some wind shear trying to cut into this. A little bit of dry air paired with some cooler waters right by the coast, and we could see continued weakening before landfall, which should happen later this afternoon into the early evening. So rain has already made its way onshore. Galveston getting some of those heavier showers, Lake Charles and Cameron, but we are going to end up getting into the rain shield here because that northerly trajectory is going to start ticking to the northeast, and that's why I think we still have to be very concerned about those hard-hit areas like Cameron and Lake Charles from 6 weeks ago in Laura. As a Cat 2 hurricane takes place, it's not just about the wind, but the push of water. And you remember this morning I was in Delcom, Louisiana, just one of those places that could see 7 to 11 feet of surge. That's why we left, because the water will start rising now, and we'll still see that push. But look at some of the gusts as we go through this afternoon. They could easily reach 60 to even 90 miles per hour. That will take down trees. We'll certainly have power outages, and they stay strong all the way north. You see how Alexandria's in that hurricane warning still? They were having gusts of 60 later tonight along that model. Now, here's that storm surge. So if you were in any of those low-lying spots, a lot of people got out. The people we were speaking with there were out of there, and 7 to 11 feet with an inundation of 9 feet. That's going to be a problem for a lot of the low-lying towns, especially right near the center. And it looks like that center pretty clearly comes in just east of where it made landfall for Laura. But with it, remember, you can have spin-ups of tornadoes quickly. So if you are in Baton Rouge or Lafayette, Morgan City or New Orleans, you're all in that slight risk, over to Biloxi even, because some of those outer bands. And I'll leave you with this. 10 landfalling storms. This will be our 10th in one season, something we have never done before in recorded history. This will be the 5th hurricane, Diane, that we have seen, and we haven't done that since 2005. And we all remember how busy Katrina Rita year was.
Incredible, Ginger. Hopefully the quiet scene behind you is a sign that people have found somewhere safe to go as this storm approaches. Thanks, Ginger. And a new report from the Better Business Bureau is warning about a new scam ahead of next week's Amazon Prime Day. Con artists are posing as Amazon employees and then trying to steal personal information. Here's Ariel Reshef on what to look out for.
Good morning, you day.
Amazon Prime Day is back. With Amazon Prime Day just around the corner, the Better Business Bureau out with a new warning that shoppers should be aware of bogus phone calls like these.
We placed hold on it, and that order seemed to be fraudulent. Press 1 to talk with Amazon Fraud Department executive.
Callers pretending to work for Amazon, and even more tricky, the calls sometimes show up as legitimate numbers from the Better Business Bureau and other organizations.
Once you press 1, you open yourselves up to whatever it is they're wanting from you, your personal information, your social security, your bank, your driver's license.
The BBB says the scammer tells you that there's a problem with your Amazon account, like a lost package or a declined credit card payment. Then they ask for personal information like your Amazon account login, credit card number, or your date of birth.
They're targeting anybody with a phone. So whether it's a business or whether it's somebody who doesn't own their own company, you're a target.
Amazon telling GMA it works hard to protect against bad actors that fraudulently use our brand.
And Amazon says be skeptical of any unsolicited calls or emails and never pay outside their website. Also, ignore any urgent demands for action that could be a scammer's way of getting you to act fast without thinking. Ariel Reshef, ABC News, New York.
Great to know, Ariel. Thank you. And that does it for this ABC News Live update. I'm Diane Macedo. Thanks for streaming with us. And remember, ABC News Live is here for you all day with the latest news, context, and analysis. Terry and I will see you at 3 p.m. Eastern for the breakdown. Stay safe.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.